The air out here is a damp...
If I'm not.
Let's go. Let's go. Boat first, questions later.
Malady grabs the vessel with 2 hands and pushes it into the water. She hops on board behind you.
God-woken. Wait till she finds out.
Salty water mists your face. Your skin prickles in bright, warm sunlight. The boat bobs forward through the water, and Fort Joy shrinks behind you.
Tired but victorious, the party made for the Lady Vengeance. The horrors of Fort Joy behind them. They arrived as sorcerers. They left as God-woken. The fate of this God-forsaken world now rested on their shoulders. Or at least, on the shoulders of one of them.
A light sea breeze kisses your cheek and carries away the smell of blood wafting up from the deck. In the distance, Fort Joy looms.
Don't stand between a prince and his principles. The Magisters learned that the hard way.
What were they thinking, standing against an Eternal? I almost pity the poor, ignorant beasts.
I've no sympathy for those who die in the line of duty, especially as odious a duty as those dead Magisters held. Onward now. The sooner Fort Joy disappears from the horizon, the better. Perhaps the Seekers need help manning the ship.
Sand spills through the cracks of the old... An unseen force tears at your shoulder. It yanks how your mouth tastes like salt and ash. Dark energy... The lid flies open with a metallic squeal. A one-armed skeleton clad in a... Sand spills through the crack. The symbols will curse anyone that dares near. The lid flies open with a metallic squeal. A one-armed skeleton clad in a pristine coat unfolds himself from inside. He rolls his neck, aligning spine and...
Speak. An old friend. Gave me an enchanted coat of arms, did the Source King. Made my word the law, did they. None could resist. I brought him subjects. He paid me well. I overstepped. Took to taking what was his. Brachus, the clever dog. A trap he set. It's held me until this day, with naught but this fine coat for company. Thank you for your help, do I? Now, I'll thank you for your life. Let's start from the starting place. That jar's a precious thing. Used it to trap me here, did the Source King. Hand it over, and righted will a great wrong be.
Sapor tilts his head. The vertebrae in his neck bulge unpleasantly while he thinks your words over.
Agreed. Worthless without its like is that coat. I hope no ill-intended collector should find you. Cut it right off your back. For your sake, may we never meet again. Mercy!
The Seeker's Prayer.
Mercy!
The Seeker is beyond.
The air out here's a damn sight better than in Fort Joy, eh?
Are you certain you want his eyebrow?
Can't say I'm not sorry to see. Good luck out there.
What took you so long?
You're not quite certain you're...
Speak if you wish to.
Are you certain you want to do...
If we have different...
Back so soon? Changed your mind?
He grins, sharp teeth glittering in the midday sun.
Right you are.
ancient wooden door reeks of salt and seaweed. Not a single nick or gouge mars the detailed face carved across its surface. It also has no lock or handle, but when you run your fingers across the wood, the carved face comes to life.
This ship has the claim of the captain. Unless you belong to Sec Zapper, I suggest you leave. Beat us, break us, green black sea. We are slaves.
The door swings open with a creak. The earth churns beneath you. Skeletal arms surge from the ground and ensnare your legs, squeezing.
Have something that belongs to me, do you, friend? Indeed. And when you've handed me that armor set, we can end this parley peaceably. Not to be gained by peace, fear I.
The captain snaps his fingers, and the skeletal arm you found lunges to join the shoulder of its rightful owner.
Learned a trick since last we met, have I? It shall be the last thing in this putrid realm you witness.
I'll yield to none.
The earth churns beneath you.
Have something that belongs not
The captain's
learn. It shall be.
The earth churns beneath.
Have not
The captain.
learn. It shall be.
I'll yield to none.
high and hail waves take us. Beat us, break us, green black sea. We are slaves. We are slaves only to thee. My jar remains. I wait. I will reclaim.
The squirrel's nose twitches as you approach, but the creature turns away.
Our shield speak!
I only stock precious wares, are they not? precious wares, are they not? I only precious wares, are they not? You're... I only stock the precious wares, are they not?
go.
Malady
God woke.
salty.
What's that, Quercus? Do you have something?
A light sea breeze kisses your cheek.
Don't stand between a prince and his principles.
What were they thinking, standing against an Eternal? I almost pity the poor...
I've no sympathy for those who die in the line of duty, especially as odious a duty as those dead Magisters held. Onward now. The sooner Fort Joy disappears from the horizon, the better. Perhaps the Seekers need help manning the ship.
Well, this is a fine sight. Utterly barbaric, of course, destroying a tree and turning it into a boat. Grotesque, but, well, look at it. A floating nest, surrounded on all sides by salt water, pure poison to a tree's root. The great acorn could never reach us out here. Well, yes, of course we'll continue our research, Quercus. We're not monsters. Still, I must admit you were right about the shield. It proved to be more than adequate. Oh, yes, it seems our shield is still here, Quercus. How does something so large and ungainly sneak up on a person? You give the giants too much credit, Quercus. I think the salty air has addled your mind. It has certainly been useful, but elegant, kind, surprisingly attractive. No, we have no time for your fawning. We may be safe, but the world is not. Come, we must return to our research.
Claude. So close to escaping.
Sindelius, hear my prayer. Show us the way forward. Deliver us from peril. Sindelius, pray to you for my Seeker brethren. Show us the path to salvation. Blessings to our fallen. Pray that they may find rest. Sindelius, hear my prayer. Show us the way forward. Deliver us from peril. Sindelius, hear my prayer. Show us the way forward. Deliver us from peril. Blessings to our fallen. Pray that they may find rest.
I remember this one. His name was Kerbin.
His friend's sword couldn't save
Blessings
him,
to our
didn't it?
fallen. Pray that they may find rest. Terse and Delius, pray to you for my seeker brethren. Show us the path to salvation.
There must be some way to get this ship moving. There has to be.
Spare me, Gareth. We got what we came for. This is what success looks like.
I won't see them tossed overboard. Not here. We'll hold a proper service.
What's-his-face and so-and-so would want us to get this ship sailing before all else. They died for those Godwoken.
You know their names, Malady. Can't you even pay them that much?
Gareth inhales sharply, then catches you out of the corner of his eye and smiles.
Our guest stirs. Welcome, Godwoken. Glad.
Very glad indeed.
Not a moment longer than we have to. But we're in something of an impasse. The ship won't move.
She's mute. We need to free her tongue.
You're welcome to try.
What Gareth means to say is don't bother. Livewood will only move when it wants to, or in this tub's case, when it's forced. That's right. The ship's made of an elven ancestor tree, the spirit of which is still trapped in every plank. What we need is a way to control the bloody thing.
The Seekers, the survivors of us, have been combing the ship from bow to rudder. It hasn't been easy. This place is laced with dark magic.
These Seekers have such a limited skill set.
We lost a man in the search. Malady might not appreciate that, but I do. And I hope you do too.
I'm sure the Godwoken will be able to get the ship moving. They kind of like to feel useful, don't they? That's the spirit.
Where would the Magister hide them?
Farewell, Mattis. You did the Seekers proud.
You made it, Godwoken. Good. Not all of us did, though. The sooner we leave this island behind us, the better. Our entire mission will have been for nothing if we don't escape from here. We have to get this ship moving!
Don't go any further, Godwoken. We need you alive. That's right, Godwoken. Another Seeker is dead, so you might live long enough to face your destiny. I hope Malady is right about you.
She glances over towards a smouldering pile of ash on the deck nearby. Something is nestled within it. Fragments of...
That was Brendan. When the ship wouldn't answer my call, he touched the figurehead, and it attacked him, without warning. He burned, like he was made of parchment.
She sighs.
I know. Just be careful. Nothing. The ship is live wood, that much is clear. But I couldn't communicate with it. The Magisters must have done something, warped it somehow. I just don't know.
Her eyes flick over to the smouldering ashes once again. Her head...
Thank you. We were held captive together, on this ship. He kept my spirits up. Now he's dead. Sindelius, pray to you for my Seeker brethren. Show us the path to salvation.
Before you is a towering figurehead carved in the likeness of a dragon. It looms over the bow, its fangs bared at the open sea. At that moment, the ship serendipitously creaks beneath you, almost like it is acknowledging your observation.
Show us the path to salvation. Sindelius, hear my prayer. Show us the way forward. Deliver us from peril.
Nothing up here's gonna get her going, even for a Godwoken. The horizon's clear for now. You're going to get this old...
Our survival hinges on getting this ship moving, Godwoken. We're searching every corner of it for anything that might help us.
There you are. I was just thinking of you. One too few, Alexander. He's alive. He's in the hold below decks, unconscious, but alive. Far from Dallas, at least. She had his ear bent so sharp it could have broken off. Oh, the usual drill, pins and hooks and matches and all that. Most of the Godwoken are dead. We've got to find out who's been hunting them, haven't we? My money's on the Godspawn. This is Dallas's ship. But she can't have been the only one who could get it moving. It'd be too risky. And Dallas is anything but careless. There's a way to move this ship on board, I'm sure of it. The figurehead has certainly caused a commotion lately. But then again, so have the doors downstairs. Everywhere you look, a hunk of wood looking to incinerate or stymie you. You'd be surprised. A ship like this holds many secrets. Hopefully you can discover some these seekers might have missed. The figurehead has certainly caused a commotion lately. Please do. There you are. I was naughty lizards. I wouldn't have taken that rune on the figurehead as a slave scar myself. Well done. We'll need to find the song that'll control it then. Well, you'll need to. Please don't.
We have to set sail.
Ah, there you are. High time to stop gallivanting and resume our journey together, wouldn't you say? Off we go, then. Quite right. Do seek my counsel. I highly recommend it. Why, sail for the mainland, of course. The sooner Fort Joy is but a blemish on the horizon, the better. Well, rather straightforward, isn't it? Some rule, some serve. It's the way of the world.
He rolls his eyes, sensing his answer didn't quite satisfy you.
It's a custom as old as time. We conquered, established rule, and demonstrated our unequivocal authority by making slaves out of defeated nobles and royals. Now the rules have relaxed somewhat. Slaves have simply become a commodity, a given. They come from all walks of life, from all over Rival. Of course, there are some that struggle with accepting the honor that is serving the exalted house of war, hence the scars. They are pinnacles of magic in their own subtle way. Works of art, really. A string around a slave's very soul. Obedience made absolute. Ah, straight to the scholarship of the matter. Very good. Here's the beauty of the scar, see? It lives. It is one with a slave's tissue and bends his actions against his will. All this can be achieved by means of music. Every scar is attuned to a unique song, sound, or melody. He who knows the melody controls the slave. Whistle, and oh, how they'll come a-running.
Are you certain you want to dismiss?
Your loss. Are you ready to join forces? Off we go, then.
I was just getting used to this seafaring life. You know, we could... From the look in your eye, I gather it's time to grab my things and get back to work. Ready. We'd probably get tired of this view soon enough. It's good to be on the open seas again. Set sail for Driftwood, I reckon. From there, we can track down my old pack and find out who's behind the contracts to kill Godwoken.
He grunts approvingly. Side by side, you stare together.
Whatever I'm looking for, I'm not finding it.
I must say, you may not be an Eternal, but you are certainly not as temporary as many of your fellows. You handled yourself well. Personally, I am just glad that I do not have to walk back to Reaper's Coast. Wind travel may be primitive, but it is at least efficient. If only. Alas, I do not have time for isolation. If you must know, there is an excavation site at the Black Pits on Reaper's Coast. I go to seek answers. Well, you see, I have a rather pressing engagement at the Black...
The skeleton breaks off mid-sentence as he notices your hand. He pulls out a notebook, flicking through it, running a finger down the page.
Physical contact, voice lowered, coy looks. Good heavens, is this a mating ritual? Why, that would be excellent! I have been curious about this for some time. The social interactions, the expectations, the mechanics. Come now, let's begin immediately. I shall compile my notes afterwards.
Fane grabs your hand and enthusiastically pulls you behind the screen.
Well, that was most unusual. I mean, I had read all the leading authorities on it, but I didn't think... It's just... that thing you did with your tongue, it was quite unexpected.
Whatever I'm looking for, I'm not finding it.
It was. I mean, it was. Of course it was. It's just that well, I felt nothing. Neither the warmth of your touch nor the fire of your passion. I may as well have been churning butter. Really? Even the part where you... My goodness.
The skeleton pulls a notebook from his robes and starts scribbling. You can hear him muttering something about highly unorthodox, lack of sensation, and coccyx. You ponder his words as you pick up the last of your belongings. You're almost sure that's what he said.
A team? What? You certainly seemed capable in Fort Joy. And a companion on Reaper's Coast. Very well. I am open. I believe you normally spit on your palms to seal agreements. But I seem to lack the fluid and the desire to touch you. I hope a hearty verbal agreement will suffice. Very well. Let's be off.
How can one be seasick when one has no stomach? This is heinously unfair.
Set sail, for the love of all things, set sail. The sooner I am off this carved monstrosity, the better.
It's good to be on the open seas again.
He grunts.
That lady's a sturdy old tub. It'd take a lot to sink her. This is heinously unfair.
Livewood? You have taken a dead elf and carved it in... I knew you people were barbarians. Well, no matter. Whatever gets me to Reaper's Coast quickly. I have an excavation site to explore. Ah, yes. I have heard that your people enjoy various fermented fruits and vegetables. Pardon? Was that an invitation? Were you trying to initiate some form of mating ritual? Why, that would be excellent! Come now, let's begin immediately. I shall compile my notes afterwards. Is there not enough reason to speed? If you must know, there is an excavation site at the Black Pits on Reaper's Coast. Is that so? I need to travel to the Black Pits oil field, near Reaper's Coast. But given how well you handled yourself... So, how about it? Very well? If only. If you must know, there is an excavation site at the Black Pits on Reaper's Coast, the only treasure worth digging for. I was investigating a site where several artifacts of my people have been found. Some were even intact. Alas, I was not the only one there. Those red-robed idiots were scurrying about too, trampling precious. They caught me when I failed to correctly respond to their questions. Still, it's good to be on the move again. They simply asked me what I was doing there, and I simply told them I may have used the phrase pathetic mortals. Come to think of it, I may have used it several damn fools. The faster we leave them behind, the happier I shall be. Well, you see, I have a rather
The skeleton breaks off mid-sentence.
Physical contact, voice lowered, coy looks. Good heavens. Oh, subtlety be damned! Did you know that some humans spend several hours speaking to a prospective mate before engaging them physically? What a monumental waste of time! No, I have been curious about this for far too long. Let us begin at once.
Fane grabs your hand.
Ladies, a sturdy old tub. It'll take a lot to sink her.
Well, that was... I mean, I had read all the leading authorities. It's just... that thing you did with your tongue, it was quite unexpected. My goodness. It was certainly an experience. Not from you, certainly. It's just that neither the warmth of your touch nor the fire of your passion. Really? Even
The skeleton pulls a notebook from his robes. You ponder his words as you pick up the last of your...
A team? You said very well. I believe you normally spit on your... Very well. Let's be... Oh, this is heinously unfair. Set sail, for the love of all. Sooner I am off this carved monstrosity.
What's this? I found something.
Meet your mate.
Oh, almost got me that time.
Enough! Being behind bars suits you, murdering scum.
Magister Ranley, Corker's mate of the Divine Eminence vessel.
Yes, by all means, let us part.
Expert warriors for hire, all seasoned in combat. They won't let you down.
A young woman shifts her weight between her feet as though swaying her hips to an imaginary beat. She rubs her forehead. Her eyes roll up to meet yours, their great black pupils greater and blacker than seem natural, expanding further as they take...
Hey, it's you! Well, 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 we meet again. They told me you'd mosey your way down here eventually. Malady, the Seekers. They said you and I had something in common. That we're... well, we're... Is it true? You're like me?
I ought to chain you
up like your lot did to me.
Well, kind of. You know about my, situation, right? Right, exactly. I thought it was, well, nothing. More of the same, a sprite, a spirit. But it's a lot more powerful than Malady said I should have met one of the gods when I had my vision in the Hall of Echoes, but I didn't. I met it.
Magister Randy, Corker's mate of the Divine Eminence vessel, Lady Vengeance.
I know. It's really... I don't know what this thing is, but I'm gonna get it the hell out of my head and make it sorry at What's your deal? I'm impressed, Chief. You know, I never was much of a solo artist. Want to find out what comes next? Hey, wait a sec. Till then.
I ought to chain you up like your lot did to me.
Magister Randy, Corker's mate of the Divine Eminence vessel, Lady Vengeance. Enough!
The door seems like any door, at least at first. Then you notice its unblemished wood. There is no knot, no scratch, no dent to detract from its apparent perfection. The wood groans and creaks. A face appears in the wood, tortured and tormented. A six-sided indentation is carved on its forehead as the face vanishes. The anguished face appears.
Oh, this is heinously...
It's good to be on the open seas again.
He grunts.
Quite right. Do...
constant disappointment.
Whatever type of companion you need, I can provide. Speak to me if you're looking for hired help. I've got good fighters of every stripe. They know how to keep their mouths shut too, as long as... Oh, I see you have a full contingent already. Expert warriors for hire, all seasoned in combat. They won't let you down. You can put a price on the warriors I have for hire, but you can't put a price on the glory they'll win you.
If it were up to me,
You'd be swinging from the end of a rope, not locked up in here. Magister Ranley, Corker's mate for the Divine Eminence vessel,
A young woman shifts her weight, her eyes.
Hey, it's you! Well, 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 we meet again. They told me you'd... Well, hello there, mister.
She wipes a grubby hand on her tunic and holds it out for you to shake.
Very. So, Malady tells me you're like me. Is it true? You're like me? Well, kind of. You know about my, Right. Malady said I met... it. I know. I don't know, what's your deal? I'm impressed. You know, I never was much of a solo artist. Want to find out what comes next, you know, together? Hey, wait a sec. It looks like you have all the company you need. Till then.
Magister Ranley, Corker's mate for the Divine Eminence vessel, the Lady Vengeance. Enough!
No one ever regretted having extra help in a fight. I'll guarantee you that. Won't we say anything else? Allies for hire.
We have to find a way to get this ship moving. We can't let the Magisters catch up with us. We're too weak to fight them again.
The silent monk leans forward slightly and stares at you straight in the eyes. She seems eager for you to say so. The silent monk leans from one foot to the other.
Good to feel the rolling of the waves. I might actually get a good night's sleep.
you doing? You creatures with your legs and arms and your opposable thumbs. You always want to steer the ship. You need to trust the ship. It knows what it's doing. It dances to the tune. It goes la 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 la, or something like that. It's pretty catchy, but I can't remember how it goes. Oh, she opened it and looked at the marks on the inside. How the hell else? All right. Go to the nose bit of the ship, open the book, look at the markings inside it, sing the song. That's it. Get it right and the ship will dance to your tune. Get it? That's always ended for me anyway.
Get a good night's sleep. Let's team up, you and me. What do you say? How do, partner? Though I reckon I should fill you in on a few. Right now, though, the biggest thing on my mind is some candy arse called Lohar, lurking in Driftwood. The Queen is up to something nasty, and he's the best chance I've got of finding out what's... Aye! But it seems you've no room for old beast in your clan now. You come find me when a spot opens up, and take it from me. You'll want to find...
He drags a comb through his beard. His face bears the scars of a hearty life, but his whiskers glisten.
Melody says if we can get the ship to move, we can go home. Home!
All that fighting will be worth less than nothing if we can't get this tub moving.
I've plenty of fighters for. Oh, I see you. Magister Ranley, Corker's mate of the Divine Eminence vessel, Lady Vengeance. Enough!
The Seeker flexes her arms stiffly. Her joints audibly pop. She sees you draw near.
I owe you, Godwoken. Without your help, I'd likely still be a prisoner around here, not guarding Alexander the bloody Divine himself.
She nods her thanks and immediately winces, laying her hand on the back of her neck.
I wish. No, the Magisters kept me chained to the bulkhead. Arms held above me head, feet barely able to touch the deck. Now my joints are paying the price. Good luck getting anything out of either of them. Our special guest is out cold. And the other one ain't in much of a talking... All right then, just... Hope you find something useful.
The Seeker has removed one of her gauntlets in order to flex her wrist. It bears inflamed marks from...
You must be starved for company to linger around here, friend. No, they had us down below, chained up in the... Maybe it was just the lack of food and rest playing tricks, but I swear I heard chanting and horrible moaning coming from it.
Get away from him, sorcerer. That's the Divine. Prisoner or not, I swore...
A young Magister paces around the brig, fussing over Alexander's unconscious form. She leans over and she notices you observing her. She straightens her back and sets her jaw in a...
Magister Ranley, Corker's mate of the Divine Eminence vessel, Lady Vengeance. That's all the information I'm giving to any of you lot, so stow your questions. Magister Ranley, Corker's mate of the...
The Magister falls silent, but stares at you with unwavering defiance. There's a shift in the Magister's expression, a flicker of doubt. Then...
I'm a good Magister, loyal. But Dallas, something about her has changed. She's toying with dark magic, like a common sorcerer. She used to sing to the ship. She had this old book of hymns and incantations. It was only ever in her hands, or else locked away in her cabin at the stern.
The Magister leans in and...
If you ever find yourself face to face with Magisters, you tell them I was tortured. I didn't betray the cause, not until I was near death. Understand?
You spoke, didn't you? Ha!
The rolling of the waves. That might actually get nice.
Where would I hide something important if I was a Magister? There must be something around here.
There's got to be some clue. Dallas would have trusted someone with a secret, wouldn't she?
Expert warriors for
Unless
hire.
there's someone still inside.
In combat. They won't let you down. You can put a price on the warriors I have for hire, but you can't put a price on the glory they'll win you.
There's got to be some clue. Dallas would have trusted someone with a secret, wouldn't she?
No one's ever
Unless there's someone
regretted
still
having
inside.
extra help in a fight. I'll guarantee you that. Allies for hire. fighters, mages, archers, all willing to fight by
There's
your
got to be
side.
some clue. Dallas would have...
Hey! You're here! Pretty nice boat, eh? We got an upgrade. There's got to be another way to get it going, but we can't find a way into Dallas's room. Maybe...
The door seems like any door, at least at first. Then you notice it's unblemished wood. There is no knot, no scratch, no dent to detract from... The wood groans and creaks. A face appears in the wood, tortured and tormented. A six-sided indentation is carved on its forehead, as if the face vanishes. The door remains closed. It seems you need more than a password to... The door remains unmarked. The door remains closed. The door remains unmarked. The anguished face appears. The door remains unmarked. The thud of your fist upon the wood resonates deeper than you'd expected it to. It turns into what sounds like a moan, then echoes away.
No entry allowed through the starboard stateroom door.
The door remains unmarked. The door remains closed. The door remains unmarked. The anguished face... The door remains unmarked. The door stays red.
There you are. I was just thinking of you. Please don't...
Void Slayer, Worm Killer, Godwoken. You have many names. Let's add ship's captain to the list once we get this thing moving, shall we? Driftwood, of course. Little fishing village. Not very welcoming, but you'll brighten it up, I'm sure. Meister Siva's there too. My leader. Our leader. She held the Seekers together when we had every reason to fall apart. Think of her as a teacher. The powers of the Seven stir in you. She'll reveal them to you. Show you how to manipulate them. I won't let the Fallen be forgotten. I'd be no better than Dallas. No better than Alexander, if I just tossed their remit to think that whelp spawned from greatness. He deserves no better fate than his silent monks. All this blood. Children ripped from families. Seekers ripped from me. He's down there now, guarded like some precious jewel, rather than leashed and flogged like that. Amazing to think those of us in the Order once assumed the gods were with him, and only him. That was before we...
Other Godwoken. When Lucian died, we waited. And waited some more. Alexander never rose to divinity. Then we started to find more.
We weren't the only ones who noticed either. Not every Godwoken we found was alive. We found Godwoken, housed them, fed them. I loved them like family. But let's leave the past in the past and reach for what's ahead. She's not, well, not in the strictest sense. She's not exactly an elf either.
Half demon, Meister Siva says, and I don't doubt it. I don't know how Siva came to know her, but Malady's a proper ally. But there are times I admire her.
Gareth fingers the hilt of his blade. He stares at nothing in particular before turning his gaze back to you.
Keep Lucian close, Godwoken.
Blessings to our fallen. Pray that they may find rest.
The figurehead looms ahead, continuing its silent watch over the seas.
Show us the path to salvation.
Think, damn it. Where would a Magister hide something?
The door remains unmarked. The door remains closed. The door remains unmarked. The door stays resident.
No entry allowed through the starboard stateroom.
The Magister leans in.
If you ever... I warned you not to touch.
I've got sword fighters made.
The door seems like any door, at least at first. Then you notice it's unblemished. The wood groans, the face vanishes. The door remains closed. The door remains The thud of your fist upon the wood resonates deeper than you'd expect.
No entry.
The door seems like any door, at least. The wood the face vanishes. The door remains closed.
She's a fickle mistress. She's mine, damn it.
No entry.
There's got to be some clue. Dallas would have trusted someone with a secret, wouldn't she? Unless there's someone still inside.
Speak to me if you're looking... Oh, I see.
What am I even looking for? Will I know it when I see it?
How you doing? You creatures with your legs and arms and your opposable thumb. It goes... La 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 la. Oh, she opened it and looked at the marks on the... All right. Go to the nose bit of the ship, open the book, look at the markings inside it, sing the song. That's always ended for me, anyway.
The Seeker flexes.
I owe you, Godwoken. Without your help, I'd likely still be a prisoner around here, not guarding Alexander the bloody divine himself.
She nods her thanks and immediately winces, laying her hand on the...
I wish. Good luck getting anything out. All right then. I'll keep an eye on the red until the cage is locked again.
A young magister paces around the brig, fussing over Alexander's unconscious form. She leans over and applies a damp cloth to his... She notices you observing her.
Magister Ranley, Corker's mate of the Divine Eminence vessel, Lady Vengeance. That's all the information I'm giving to any of you lot, so stow your questions. Magister Ranley, Corker's mate of the...
The magister falls silent, but stares at you with unwavering defiance. There's a shift in the magister...
I'm a good magister, loyal. But Dallas, something about her has changed. She's toying with dark magic, like a common sorcerer. She used to sing to the ship. She had this old book of hymns and incantations. It was only ever in her hands, or else locked away in her cabin.
The magister...
If you ever find yourself face to face with magisters, you tell them I was tortured. I didn't betray the cause, not until I was near death.
What's this? I found something.
The door seems like any door, at least at first. Then you notice its unblemished wood. There is no knot, no scratch, no dent to detract from its... The wood groans and creaks. A face appears in the wood, tortured and tormented. A six-sided indentation is carved on its forehead, as if a gem or... The face vanishes. The thud of your fist upon the wood resonates deep...
No entry allowed through the starboard stateroom door.
Pray to you for my Seeker brethren. Show us the path to salvation. Hear my prayer. Show us.
Trickery to power used to control this thing.
There's got to be some clue. Dallas would have trusted someone with a secret, wouldn't she? Unless there's someone still inside.
Hey! There's got to be...
The door seems like any door, at least at first. Then you notice its unblemished wood. There is no knot, no scratch, no dent to detract from its apparent perfection. The wood groans and creaks. A face appears in the wood. The face vanishes. The door remains closed.
Whatever that Magister told you,
Expert warriors for hire. All seasoned in combat. They won't let you down. You can put a price on the warriors I have for hire, but you can't put a price on the glory they'll win you.
The door remains unmarked. The door stays resolute. The door remains. The anguished face appears, then vanishes. The door...
Yes? Is it an audience you desire?
Are you certain you want to do...
Your loss.
Regretted having extra help. I've plenty of fun. So, what'll it be? Fast hands and faster wits, is that it? Tell me more and I'll see you get just what you're after. A lot of choice, I know.
You spoke, didn't you? Ha! I knew you would eventually.
Magister Ranley, Corker's mate.
too late for that now, Red. The bell can't be unrung. I'll keep an eye on the Red until the cage is locked again. Got to be some clue. Dallas would have trusted someone with a secret, wouldn't she? Unless there's someone still inside.
The door remains unmarked. The thud of your fist upon the wall. The door remains unmarked. The door stays.
Trickery to the hammer.
Yikes, what did I do to deserve that?
There has to be.
Yikes, what did I do to deserve that?
There you are. I was just thinking of you. The figurehead, naughty. I wouldn't have. We'll need to find the song that'll please.
There's got to be some clue. Dallas would have trusted someone with a secret, wouldn't she?
No entry.
I'll keep an eye on the red until the cage is locked again.
Get away from him, sorcerer. That's all right. Don't harm him.
Bishop Alexander lies supine on a bare wire cot. Though unconscious, his eyes are only half closed. His swollen jaw hangs open at an odd angle. Someone has wiped the bishop's hands clean and folded them neatly over his abdomen. They rise and fall in shallow, jagged bruises swell beneath his eyes, and a shallow gash zigzags from his right ear down to his beardless cheek. Unconscious, he looks more boy than bishop. A beautiful six-sided gem rests on the bishop's chest, hung round his neck by an ordinary oiled rope.
Too late for that now, Red. The bell can't be unrung. You spoke, didn't you? Ha! I knew you would eventually.
Magister ran. Corker's mate.
Too late for that now, Red. The bell can't be unrung. You spoke, didn't you? Ha! I knew you would eventually.
Magister ran. Corker's mate.
Too
The gem sits heavily in your pouch.
You spoke, didn't you? Ha! I knew you would eventually.
Magister
Bishop
Ram.
Alexander lies supine on the bishop's white robes are stained with blood and dirt. He appears shrunken.
You spoke, didn't you? Ha! I knew you would eventually.
No entry allowed.
The door remains unmarked. The anguished face appears once more. It dips its forehead towards you, and a shudder of pleasure racks the figure in the door. It seems to breathe. All of a sudden, all anguish is gone. It gives you the sternest of looks.
I am summoned. Speak the password. You've summoned me with the gem, indeed. Now, the yes, and yes again.
Whatever type of companion you need, I can provide.
Just one more moment, please.
He clicks together two halves of some type of gauntlet sitting in his lap and turns his full...
And there. Rescued at last, am I? To whom do I owe my thanks? Armor? Such a limiting word, but yes, Dallas has been keeping me prisoner here. But I try to keep working on my own projects when I can. Dallas took a particular interest in me and my skills. I'm an expert in healing, crafting, and more arcane. She kept me here to do her bidding. Until you took her flagship from right under her nose, it seems. I've offered my services for gold in the past, yes. But my labors for Dallas were far...
He extends his arm and pushes up the sleeve. Beneath, the skin is withered and discolored.
She used some form of domination device on me, forcing my hands to do her bidding, and I've ruined them in the process. Oh, cast spells, tinker with relics, meddle with the laws of nature. All the sorts of things power-hungry despots love to do. She had me enchanted dead cat over there, so it would seem
He clicks the gauntlet into place around his withered forearm, his eyes on you.
That damn contraption that she used on me seems to have fogged my memory. The rest is a blur. No! Necromancy is an unsavory practice, not something to be trifled with lightly. This is but a cunning illusion of...
His face abruptly creased.
But come now. Enough of Dallas and dead cats. You've taken this ship and granted my freedom. This is a happy moment. I'm afraid I cannot tell you what I do not remember. Could you pass me that copper wire just there?
An unseen force yanks the copper out of your grasp. Tarquin catches it and...
Butterfingers? I'm afraid I truly can't remember anything. Now, unless there's something else you want, I need to get back to my work. I'm doing my utmost to be civil to you, under rather trying circumstances. Why must you push me like this? An active imagination. Overheated, even. Perhaps you should let this matter rest. Your blood is up after your adventures, it seems.
If this one was enslaved by Dallis, then he could still be under her thrall. We can't risk keeping him around.
The Seekers are too trusting by half. We can't just let this healer go free.
Let the creature live. He is hardly worth our time.
He takes your hand in his gauntlet-clad fist and shakes it. There's a lot more power in his grip than his slender frame would suggest.
Call me Tarquin, and consider me at your service. We're barely acquainted. Why should I tell you anything personal?
A flicker of hesitation crosses Tarquin's face. He glances down to his wasted limbs.
You're most persistent. Perhaps our paths will pit us both against the hammer. We will see. But don't claim me as an ally just yet. My allies tend to die. I must admit, despite what she did to me, I can't help but admire her a little. The woman is unwavering. She will break before she bends, so if you should cross paths again, be sure to leave her broken. You will not get another chance. There's likely not a soul aboard this ship without secrets they'd rather keep hidden. Why should I face more scrutiny than the rest? Unanswered questions are a challenge, my friend. Where's the fun in easy answers? If you're so convinced that I'm hiding something, come up with a hypothesis. Then we can talk.
I've spotted something.
guards or victims.
Both, I believe. Ooh, how? This looks like a teleporter pyramid. It could certainly come in handy.
A teleporter pyramid? Only one way to find out if it works. Try using it.
Another pyramid.
I'm a monster. I click and clack as I stalk. My tail rattles like a snake. I suffer. Mumsy? Is she here? Mumsy, where are you? 'Tis I, Booply Bear. I am quite changed, but don't be frightened. You?
The cat begins to purr and rub itself.
Any friend to Mumsy is a friend to me. I believe the song is around here somewhere. Oh, I don't know. In the direction of over there. The song, of course. Trouble not.
The cat purrs.
Tell Mumsy to come back soon. Now that I am but bone, I'm too light to trip the moving door. I'm sure there's...
Oh, Quirkus, don't be like that. I was looking at his bone structure for academic purposes. There's nothing to be jealous of, honestly. This is written in ancient lizard script. It appears to be a song.
If I didn't know any better, I'd think you were taking a shine to me. You're hardly out of my presence lately. If I didn't know any better, I'd think you were taking a shine to me. You're hardly... If I didn't know any better, I'd think you were taking a shine to me. You're hardly out of my presence lately.